step in helping some of our young men make a smooth transition into manhood. Now check this out. In 1995, only 3 public schools in the United States offered single-sex educational opportunities. As of March 2007, approximately 260 such schools exist.
All right, listen up, guys. We got a few announcements before you go to class.
Welcome to Eagle Academy, one of 200+ all-boy public schools in the country. Though it's a 3-year undertaking with about 300 students, everyone agrees this is a special place to be.
I find this experience in school very promising, and that it really presents a lot of opportunities that most of our young men do capitalize on.
It teaches us about preparation, especially for college, in the sense of being prepared and being on time, being prompt, and teaching us all the necessary fundamentals of basically life.
School principal David Banks and the president of the 100 Black Men, Philip Banks Jr., partnered with the Board of Education to create what is promising to be a new model for educating black young men.
We both attended the Million Man March, and we looked at this as an organization as a way we could give back to our community.
Eagle Academy really grew as a response to a growing crisis that's been happening with black men in particular, who are not graduating from high school, filling up the prison system, and otherwise just not getting to the finish line to become productive citizens in society.
If there were 10 examples on the homework and we went over 8, shouldn't you understand the other 2?
Yes.
I rest my case.
Yeah. The mentoring program, where a commitment has been made, and it's been spearheaded really by the 100 Black Men.
So our role is actually the mentoring part, and to also support the school in whichever way that we can.
They mean that. At the time of our visit, there were 250 male mentors for the 300 students. Aaron Barnett, the mentorship coordinator and dean of students, is the man behind it all.
One thing we said to our mentors is, a minimum of 1 year. The majority of our mentors that were matched with our young men that came in as 9th graders are still with them as 11th graders and will be with them as they graduate and go on to college. The mentors and the mentees get together at a minimum of 4 hours person-to-person contact per month, 1 telephone call a week. We have a variety of mentors that represent a lot of occupations such as medicine, law enforcement. Basically, we match the kids up with mentors based on their career interests.
The mentorship program has been so successful, according to school administrator Philson Victor, it has become the main reason why parents and students want in the Eagle Academy.
Last year, for example, we had 100 openings, and we got over 2,000 applicants. They like the idea of the mentorship. They think that's a good thing.
For me, I've always wanted to try to give back because growing up, I didn't see too many African-American males in positions, prominent positions.
I see a gap in our society today between the young men and adults and professional men of character or accountability. And so it's important that we try to even out the numbers today.
The fact that I'd be able to link up with a youngster, somebody who's, high school student, and be able to guide him, help him find his way through, navigate through high school, navigate through eventually college, made me actually become a mentor with the Eagle Academy.
I think that having a mentor is like having a second father in our family.
Having a mentor and a father, it helps me because he's like part of the family now, and him and my father and my mom, we all get together and we talk about my grades. If I'm not doing too well, they tell me what I could do better.
I'm not trying to come at him like his dad would. So I gave him another perspective on what I thought.
Overwhelmingly, young men behind the scenes will tell you that the #1 reason why they chose to come here is because they heard that they could get a mentor.
Being at the school, not having a father figure in my life, it's granted me great opportunities to seeing what successful businessmen are really like.
In addition to the mentorship program, the school has a number of other activities to keep the boys off the streets and in the classroom.
Our core principles are supported by our Saturday Institute and extended day programs such as robotics.
We're gonna take that 360 out.
Damn, what is wrong? Why does he keep doing that for? We gotta take that 360 out of there because that 360. I told you 720s.
Debate,
just in case somebody's copying, they want to correct their homework, which I know everybody is doing so they can be prepared for the quiz. Alan, go up and explain yours, please.
And the whole concept of this is to try and engage our young men in as many positive activities as we possibly can. We want them to be very focused while they're here, reduce the amount of idle time that they have, and keep them focused on a path toward college and beyond.
I live in a neighborhood that's quite dangerous. There's a lot of gun fights that you can hear outside your windows, but you try not to be involved. Around in my neighborhood, you see a lot of gang violence and stuff like that. It does portray young men like me in the wrong way.
And in my neighborhood, sometimes there's a little bit of violence, but I'm in a lot of activities with the school, so I don't really be involved with all that nonsense. 75% of the inmates from the New York State prison system come from 7 New York City neighborhoods. When you think about that, that's incredible. And those neighborhoods are clearly identified. We are essentially saying that the replication strategy for Eagle Academy will specifically target those neighborhoods.
That is incredible. Eagle Academy is also quickly becoming a national model due to this educational formula.
I mean, as a black man, and a conscious black man, when you start to see things being said like, do black men even matter anymore? Or people calling this thing that we're an endangered species. I don't know as a conscious black man how you hear and listen to something like that and not be moved to doing something.
Man, listen, I wish there were schools like that when I was in high school. Up next, more from the barber